Hey y'all, I'm still in the kitchen and I'm on the last thing I'm going to make today, and that's the chicken and rice that I told you yesterday that I was going to take down for my kiddos to eat. So I'm going to tell you what I put in it. A lot of times you can use just bought chicken broth, but to me that's a little bit bland and I always jazz it up. So I'm going to make my own chicken broth, and I'm also going to be using some of my canned chicken that I canned in May. And it makes it so easy because I didn't have to worry about boiling or deboning or whatever. And I do like the bony pieces because they give it a better flavor. So I'm going to use a quart of my canned chicken. But this is what I've made my broth out of, and I've got it all in the pot. And I've got to bring it up to a boil, and then I'll add my rice to it. And I add the chicken last and let it heat through because I don't want it really, it's going to shred anyway, but the bigger the chunks, it's nice to have in there. Okay, for the broth, I'm using about 12 cups of water, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, a teaspoon of herbes de Provence, a teaspoon of veggetti, and that's VEGETTI, and you find it at specialty shops. Sometimes you can get it on Amazon. A tablespoon of vegetable, better than bouillon, a tablespoon of roasted garlic, better than bouillon, and 3 tablespoons of chicken, better than bouillon. Now, the chicken better than bouillon is to taste. So taste of your broth and see if you need to add a little bit more. Because I didn't really measure this, I guesstimated it, so it may take a little bit more. You want your broth to be flavorful. I put a half a stick of real butter in it, and a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. And if you don't have that and you have heavy whipping cream or half and half, use about a cup of that. Then I'm going to put 4 cups of jasmine rice. That's my favorite rice to use. I'm going to put it in there and let it cook. And then at the end I will add my quart of chicken to make it be chicken and rice. Now I'm going to bring the camera over and just let y'all see the pot with all the stuff in it. And I'll add the rice to it, and then I will show you when it's completed. But there's not a whole lot to making this. I mean, you know how to pour everything into the pot to make your broth. And if you were going to use just your canned chicken broth, you would want to add onion and garlic powder to it, and always add that can of milk. It makes it creamy. But I like to add herbes de Provence, just kick it up a notch, and they don't overpower anything if you don't use too much. So if I were using broth like that, I would add that also. So let me bring you over just to see my pot full of broth. I'll add the rice in and cook it about 20 minutes, and then I'll add my chicken. But this is a lifesaver because those kids can come to the house and say, Nana, we're hungry for chicken and dumplings, or we're hungry for chicken and rice. I can have it made in nothing flat because my meat's done. That's another advantage of doing your home canning. I've got this in my big stainless steel pot because I'm going to take it down to their house, and it's just easier to handle than one of the cast irons. But it's got everything in it that I told you in the recipe. And again, I usually wing it, but I measured stuff today where y'all would have something concrete to go by. So there it is. It's already getting hot, and I'm fixing to bring it up to a boil, and then I'm going to add my rice. Cut the fire down on medium or medium low and let it cook, and then I'll add the chicken and heat it through real good, and we'll be ready to go. Here I am back right quick. I forgot to tell y'all that I added a half a cup of white wine, and also I will add 2 to 3 tablespoons of parsley flakes in the end, and I added some freeze-dried mushrooms, probably 3/4 of a cup. You can add canned mushrooms or fresh mushrooms or leave them out. But I did add some mushrooms to it also. It's going to be very, very good tasting chicken and rice. The broth, I could just pour me a cup and drink it. So let's get the rice in and get it cooking so we can taste of it. And here's my bowl that I've served up with a little extra parsley on the top. It tastes delightful. I sure do hope that y'all are enjoying these recipes and using them at your house. This is one that the grandkids request, my daughter's kids request really often. They love the chicken and rice. And I made it when we went on vacation to the beach. I took the stuff and made chicken and rice on that trip. So it's a good recipe. It's easy to fix. And you know what? It warms up good too. So that's good. You could cut it in half. You don't have to make 4 cups of rice, raw rice. But I always cook a big old pot because there'll be 7 or 8 people eating. So, and they'll have a few leftovers to help them while they're getting stuff put away in their house and all. Hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I hope that you have a good meal on your table and you spend time with your family and cut your devices off and just talk to each other verbally instead of texting. That's a good idea. Y'all need to do that. I'll see y'all right back here tomorrow with another good recipe. The good Lord bless and keep you.